What's up, family? How y'all doing? Good morning, or should I say good afternoon. It's 11:24 here. What's good, everybody? It is your girl, your diva in knowledge, Lady Mocha, represent Mocha's Cafe de Paris, where I'm always serving you wisdom, knowledge, and spiritual awareness. Big ups to all of my subscribers. I so appreciate each and every one of y'all for rocking with me since I started this journey back in 2017. Again, I appreciate each and every one of you. Those of you I recently subscribed, I welcome you to Mocha's Cafe de Paris family. And if this is your first time here, please make sure you like, you share, subscribe. Appreciate it. Appreciate everybody in the chat room. Big ups, Anthony, Young Muko, Miss Sassy Diva. Everybody else is entering the chat. If I don't see you, don't take it personal, But nevertheless, y'all, I wanted to do this upload this morning because I actually was on Facebook, because I do have a Facebook account. And it appears to me that, Future, the rapper Future, of course, all of y'all should be familiar with him. He has a daughter from Little Bow Wow's baby mama. He has a son from Sierra who's currently married to Russell Wilson. So nevertheless, Future is a baby maker. He has multiple children from multiple women. And on that note, it appears that one of his baby mamas is actually asking for another increase in child support. Apparently she feels that $3,000 is not enough of money is not enough of money worth. It's not enough of money once a month. Okay, so basically she's asking for an increase. And y'all, this is nothing new under the sun. Women do this all the time. Once the court grants them a certain amount of money for the child once a month, once the man starts to become successful or his income starts to increase, once he becomes even more successful, put it that way, his income increases, he starts gaining more businesses, receiving more income, they automatically feel that they should also receive an increase in income as well. So this is nothing new under the sun, but I find it very strange how you have women who expect an increase and they don't take into consideration that whenever you have a child from a man, he has multiple children from other women, your child is just going to get a slice of the pie. And that's the catch-22 when you decide to let a man shoot up your club and he already has multiple baby mamas. You get a certain percentage. Okay, so basically what's been going on is I found this article in the Facebook chat room, and of course, a lot of women went commenting. They commented under the article, and of course everybody had their difference in opinion. Most of the women agreed that she was making enough for money and that she should be able to make do with the child support that she's already been court ordered. However, of course, the bitter baby mama committee, they had to come in. They flooded the gates, of course, insinuating that the money that she is getting is not enough of money, and how dare y'all come on here saying that women shouldn't be asking for an increase and this and that. So, of course, the bitter baby mama committee, anytime you bring up anything about child support, especially if you're not in favor of women seeking an increase, the bitter baby mama committee, of course, they take that very personal. They don't like when anybody has an opinion about women asking for more child support. They don't take it too kindly. So, of course, there's this one sister that goes underneath the comment section, and she decides to state that you know the child should have just as much money as the father. In other words, she was saying the child should be able to live like the father. And I'm like reading this, and I'm like, really? You really think a child should live like the father? Now, I know a lot of females are going to feel some type of way, especially like I said, those that are part of the bitter baby mama club. They do not like when other women specifically address this type of issue. But that comment didn't sit well with me. She basically stated that whatever the father has, the child is supposed to have. And I'm like, that does not make any sense. Now, granted, the child is 6, 7 years old. What do you mean the child is supposed to live like the father? So if the father has a Bentley, the child's supposed to have a Bentley. The child ain't even old enough to get a learner's permit. So the child is supposed to get a 5-bedroom mansion because his father has a 5-bedroom mansion. I've heard several women state this before, that a child is supposed to have whatever the father has. So I felt it's imperative that I have to break down exactly what child support is, because the truth of the matter is a lot of these women, they don't get it. They don't understand the real significant purpose of child support. First of all, child support is exactly what it says it is. Child support is to support the child. Okay? The problem is that a lot of these women, they have the concept of child support totally wrong. Okay? A lot of them think that child support means that they are supposed to live luxuriously like the father. This is what 50 Cent has been going through for years, battling back and forth with the mother of his child. So it's one thing if a man is not giving you no child support, no money, none at all. Okay, then I can understand you feeling some type of way, because it does take two to produce a child. So therefore, it should take two to take care of that child. I'm for that. However, a lot of women are getting $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 a month, and they are complaining it's not enough money. Now, granted, average women such as myself, 6,000, 7,000 may appear like it's a lot to us. However, these females who get, who get knocked up by rappers, by athletes, by men that are successful and who make a lot of money, they don't look at it that way. It's a lot of women, unfortunately, who perceive child support as not just income for the child to actually benefit from. They want to be able to benefit from the child support as well for their own personal lifestyle. All right. So the whole problem with this is that you have a lot of these females, they complaining about child support not being enough, not because it's not enough. The problem is they want to live like the fathers. Okay. Now, if your child's father is making a significant amount of income to where he can afford to live in a mansion, he can afford to drive a Bentley, a Porsche, Lamborghini, you have to keep in mind, not only is he able to afford those things because he's giving you child support, he actually has to work in turn to be able to pay you that child support. So basically what I'm saying is just because your child's father lives a certain way, it does not mean you should be entitled to live in that same exact lifestyle. Now, I know the church is going to get quiet. I know, especially the bitter baby mama committee, they don't want to hear this. They do not want anyone telling them when it comes to child support what the child support is supposed to be used for and the main significant purpose of child support. A lot of these women are complaining because they want to live like the child's father. Keep in mind, you are a baby mama. You're not a rapper. You're not your baby father. You're not your baby daddy. You might have let him smash you, and yes, he's giving you a child, but you are not your baby daddy. Because your baby daddy is a rapper and he's a millionaire, he's an athlete, he's a millionaire, you think because you have a child that automatically equates you to being on the same level with him as far as how much income you receive, and that is far from the truth. Long as a man is paying his part and doing what he's supposed to do, he don't owe you to have the same lifestyle that he has. You made the ultimate choice. You decided to be a baby mama. You did not decide to make the decision to be his wife to where you can enjoy the luxury the right way, as a wife should. Well, you could drive the Bentley. Okay, well, you could drive the Porsche. Well, you could drive the Maserati. That's the difference between being a wife and a baby mama. See, a lot of y'all are not ready for this conversation because it's very uncomfortable and it steps on a lot of toes. I get it. And I know it's not a favorable conversation because it's not supporting Black women's empowerment, or as far as when it comes to child support. But the truth of the matter is this, you can't, to put it more rationally, you can't be a baby mama and expect wife privileges. They both don't go hand in hand. And that's where that's the biggest problem. You have baby mamas who want to live like wives. Okay? Once you have put yourself in the position to be a baby mama, you're going to be limited. You're going to be restricted, meaning you don't get the keys to the Bentley. You don't get the keys to the Porsche. You don't get the keys to the $6-7 room mansion out in the Poconos. You don't have access to wife material. You are the baby mama, which means you will always get a small supplement. You won't even get a quarter of that man's income. This is the chance you take when you opt to be a baby mama. This is the opt you take. You limit yourself to just getting income based off the fact that you have a child from the man. And that's it. Now, what has happened is, I would say the system has poisoned a lot of these women into believing that they are entitled. Okay? And the reason for that is because the system has made it so easy for these women to gain leverage when it comes to them getting what they want. All women have to do is go to child support, pay a little $25 application fee, give the social worker her child's father's address, social security number, whatever information she has, and child support from there is going to do the enforcement. So it's not a lot that women really have to do in order to enforce this type of court order. However, because of that, you have a lot of these females that really feel entitled and they really feel like they should be privileged to having what the baby father has. Okay, so again, I'm in Facebook and I'm listening to these sisters comment, and one of them in there is saying that child deserves to live just like his father. I agree, but guess what? I agree that child gets to live like the father when he goes and sees his father, when he goes and spends the weekend with his father, when he spends the holidays or whatever visitation. That is when your child gets the benefits of living like their father, when they spend time with the father, when they visit the father. But what these women are trying to do is the women are trying to twist the narrative. What they're stating, what the baby mamas are insinuating is that, no, if my baby daddy got a 5-6 bedroom mansion, I should have a 5-6 bedroom mansion. If my baby father is driving a Porsche, I should be able to drive a Porsche. Because why? Not because I'm his wife, simply because I had a baby from him. This is the small level thinking minded women. This is how they perceive. This is how they perceive it. They really, really think because they had a child that they are automatically entitled to wifey privileges. And I'm here to tell you, no, you're not. You're not entitled to wifey privileges. The only thing you're entitled to is that man is paying his percentage to pay for that child. Now, a lot of you all of a sudden want to get bougie and give your child a lifestyle that you normally can't even provide for yourself. I just think it's oxymoron when you have women up here who contradict that a man, because a man is rich or the child's father is successful, that child should automatically have exactly what he has. But my thing is, if you feel that way, why aren't you out there working? Why aren't you out there? If you feel like your child should have that kind of lifestyle, you're already getting the child support. Why don't you do whatever you have to do to make up that extra income you feel that the father is not producing, so your child can have that luxury? See, a lot of women are not ready for this conversation. When you sit up here and opt to be a baby mama, this is what happens. Now, this is the other thing that a lot of women don't realize. When you have a child, like in Future's case, okay, his baby mama is asking for an increase. The problem with that is Future already has multiple children. Anytime a woman decides to get knocked up from a man who has multiple children, do you not realize that child support has to be split between amongst all of them? So if your baby daddy has 8 kids besides the one that y'all got together, child support gonna go 9 ways. This is the other catch-22. What a lot of women are finding out the hard way, a lot of these bitter baby mamas, what they're finding out the hard way is the courts are slowly but surely, they, especially men with money, they tend to have a lot more leniency. If you look at Ludacris, the rapper, has custody of his daughter from his baby mama. She thought because Ludacris is a rapper, an actor, she was going to get all of this money, and it ended up going a total opposite way. The judge ruled in his favor for him to get full custody. And to this day, Ludacris don't have to pay her a dime. See, this is what happens when you try to be slick and you think you're going to live lavishly and luxuriously off of these men because you feel like they're millionaires. You're going to get broke off. Sometimes it can backfire. Sometimes the courts will look at it like this. Well, he the one with the money, so we're going to grant him child support. And keep in mind, men that are rich, they could afford the best lawyers, the best attorneys. So you playing a dangerous game getting knocked up by a man who has a lot of money. Because sometimes you thinking because he has a lot of money, you automatically going to get money, when in actuality, it's been cases in which men have gotten the child from the mama and got full custody. Ludacris is one. Usher is another. Usher has custody of both his sons from Tamika Raymond. She thought because Usher had all of this money that the courts was going to grant it to her, give her the boy, give her the sons, and give her the money. No, the courts gave Usher primary custody, and he ain't got to pay her a dime in child support. See, a lot of women play rush and roulette with their wombs and thinking they're going to get something out of it, only for it to backfire, and they find out the hard way that not only they don't get child support, they also lose custody battle. This is the games you play when you play rush and roulette with your womb. This is what happens. Okay, so Not only not only that happens, I know a female who called herself getting knocked up from a well-known comedian. Now I'm not going to say that person's name, but I'll put it this way: he's a very well-known comedian. He has his own radio show, and he's very much well known. And she's always been the type of female. She's always went after men with money. So he came down here a couple of years ago to do a show, and somehow or another she met him backstage. One thing went to another. They had a relationship. Whoop-de-woo. I won't go into all of that. But anyway, she ended up in a relationship with this famous comedian, and it resulted in them having a child. And not only did they have a child, she already had a child before she got with him. He also became very bonded and attached to her daughter, which is cool. What ended up happening was she thought she was going to play that game and get custody of her son that she had from him so he could support her lifestyle. Well, what happened was dude got hip to it. He knew she was trying to pull a fast one. So what he did was he set her up. That's why I say men with money got a lot of pull. So for women that's trying to secure the bag, be very careful playing the game of securing the bag, because a lot of these men who got money, they got a lot of pull. They got a lot of pull. They got a lot of connections. They got all kind of ways in which, you know what I mean, they're going to get what they want one way or another. Ray Caruth is a prime example. He paid a hitman to knock off his baby mama. That's how adamant he was about not paying child support. He paid because he had all them millions because he was playing for the Panthers. I think it's South Carolina Panthers or whatever. And she did not want to get rid of the baby. So what Ray Caruth did was he paid a hitman, to take her out. The hitman succeeded in that, but what happened was the child lived. And the child is still living to this day. So even though the mother had passed, the child survived it, and the child's grandmother took care of Ray Caruth's son throughout all those years while Ray Caruth was in prison. Now, I don't know if to this day, if Ray Caruth and the son have a relationship or not, but the last thing I heard was that the grandmother was willing to allow him, I guess, to have some type of communication with the son, with the little boy, however. But nevertheless, this is what I'm saying. Sometimes as females, when you try to use that gold digging to your advantage, and I'm not saying that's what Ray Caruth's baby mama did or whatever the case is, women in general who try to pull a stunt, what I'm saying is sometimes you end up getting more than what you bargained for. Like I said, back to the comedian, that the girl that I knew got knocked up from this famous comedian. He planted drugs in her car, got her in trouble, okay? And he ended up not only getting custody of the son they had together, he also got custody of her daughter she had from another man. But they say when you play kids games, you end up with kids prizes. Play stupid games, end up with stupid prizes. This is what happens when, some cases, when women try to be slick. You figure you done got knocked up by a man with a lot of money because he's a rapper, he's an athlete, he owns his own business, and you think you're going to get all this money only to end up not getting a dime, and he gets primary custody. You have to realize these guys got a lot of connections. Some of them know the judges. They pay hefty fees. They could afford top-notch lawyers. You know what I mean? So a lot of the times, this is where women play themselves, thinking they hit lotto, they hit the jackpot, only to end up getting jack. You don't get jack shit out the deal. So it goes back to the topic at hand. Should children on child support live in luxury like their rich fathers? I think they should, but that's only when they are with their fathers. As long if the man is already paying his court order and he's doing what he's supposed to do, he don't owe you any more than that. The reason why a lot of these women continuously keep going back to the courts asking for increase, because they are observing, they're too busy pocket watching their baby daddy's lifestyle. They're pocket watching. They pocket watching where he lives. They pocket watching what kind of car he drives. The more they see that they baby daddy become successful, the more they see him producing more income, that's the more they gonna want. That's the more they're gonna feel that they're entitled to. Rob Kardashian and Black China. Quest for Rising. I don't keep up with them. If you can enlighten me on what's going on with them. I think I don't know. I think the last thing I heard is it that Rob Kardashian has custody or something. I'm not sure, because I don't keep up with the reality stars like I used to. But if you can kind of enlighten me what's going on a little bit, then I can better answer your question. But yeah, I've seen it backfire. A lot of women thinking they're going to get all this child support, only to find out they end up losing custody of the child. Not only that, another reason why a lot of these women they want to increase child support is a lot of them are bad. With their a lot of women got poor spending habits. A lot of these women out here who get child support, nothing is wrong with the amount of income they get. The problem is they not spending the child support wisely. What it is, they broke and trying to look rich, trying to look like their baby daddy. A lot of them want to live like the baby daddy. That's why they're asking for extra income. They're asking for extra increase. A lot of them, they're not doing what they're supposed to do with the money. And they run through the money that comes once a month. Some of them got spending habits that's so bad they could run through child support and within a day, within a week, because they're trying to live like their child's father. You know, you're up here getting an expensive car that you know you can't afford. If you're going to get you a vehicle, get you a vehicle within the budget of the child support you get. See what it is? A lot of these females, they get the income, they don't spend it wisely, they spend it foolishly, and every time they end up broke or they end up in debt, instead of them changing their spending habits, no, what they do is they go run down to the child support courts and ask for an increase. They're not going to change their spending habits. They're not going to try to live within their means. That's what's going on with 50 Cent. That's what's going on with 50 Cent, baby mama. She wants to live like 50 Cent. She can't live like 50 Cent. 50 Cent is a damn entrepreneur. She's not an entrepreneur. Yes, he's paying child support, but at the same time, the man is working. He's making money. What is she doing? A lot of these women will bitch and complain about the child support, but they're not working. What are you doing other than banking on child support? Now, a real boss bitch ain't gonna make child support her only reliable source of income. A real woman is going to be having a job, a business. She's going to have something to where the child support is just chump change for her. It's just a bonus. A lot of these females, they be wanting to live like they're the Atlanta housewives off of child support. They want to live like they're an Atlanta housewife. They want to have the Porsche, the Bentley, the mansion. You're not working. You are not that man's wife. You that man's baby mama. You're never going to be on his level. And the only way you feel like you could be on his level, you got to keep going to child support, asking for an increase. A woman who is irresponsible, who has bad spending habits, who does not know how to stay within her means, she's going to always need extra money. She's going to stay broke. If your child support once a month is only $2,000, why would you get an apartment that's damn $1,500 and a car note that's $600? That's already past $2,000 right there. And then on top of that, you not even working to compensate for where the child support won't pick up. Be about peace and pleasure. What's good? She really banked on what's between her legs, but less value than what she thought. Absolutely. And this is the curse that a lot of us as women bring upon ourselves. We don't understand that the vagina will not always get you in bigger places. It's this uneducated, illogical concept of thinking that once I have a child from a man, I'm going to be good for the rest of my life. I'm not going to have to work. I'm not going to have to struggle. I'm not going to have a backup plan. And when women who think like this, they set themselves up for failure. Now, as I stated before, I agree. Both parents need to be responsible for financially contributing and ensuring that that child's well-being is being taken care of. But what I'm starting to notice, a lot of these women out here, they don't even want to work. They don't even want to have a job. Now, you do have some women that's getting child support, but they work because they're wise enough to know not to just bank on child support alone. Because listen, a lot of women are finding out the hard way. Once these children turn 18, them checks, they stop. Unless the father isn't in arrearage, he has not been paying his child support consistently. A lot of women don't have a backup plan when the child support stops. They don't have a backup plan because at the time when they get the child support, the child is very young. They're not thinking 10 years down the line. They're not thinking 15 years down the line. A lot of women with their child support, they take their money and they spend it on frivolous things that are not important. Getting child support, if you are listen, as a woman, if you are working and you're bringing in income, you can take that child support, save it up, stack that bread. By the time that child is 18, you can invest that money into a business. You can invest that into getting a home. See, the problem is a lot of these women, they be broke once child support stops because they didn't do shit with the money when they was getting it. You know what they be doing? I tell you what they do with the child support. They be at City Trends. They be at Rainbows. They be at the hair salons. They be at the beauty supply stores. They be at Chinese buffet. They be at City Trends. They be going on cruises. A lot of them do not make good with their money. They take the child support and spend it on junk. And all of us, we all know that one sister where she gets child support once a month and her child looks like he or she lives in a third world country. Dirty, dingy. I know plenty of bras who getting child support and you wouldn't even know it based on how the child look. Child wear the same dingy, dirty clothes. Little boy hair ain't never cut. Little girl hair stay nappy. Listen, there's a lot of women out here that suck when it comes to parenting. But the courts, they don't pay attention to stuff like that. They automatically be in favor of the women simply because they are the mothers. A lot of these children, they're not benefiting from the child support. You don't believe it? Talk to these teachers. Talk to these child care providers. Listen, I used to work at a child care center. I saw these project hyenas dropping their kids off dirty and dingy. They're so busy wanting to hurry up and get to where they want to go. You know, they drop them off dingy, dirty, pissy. What's up to everybody? Enter in the chat. A man would actually prefer his baby mama be smart with money. We don't want our children to see their mother struggling. A lot of men overpay for that reason. Yeah, I've seen many instances in which I've seen men even buy houses for their baby mamas. I've seen men buy cars, do extra things outside of child support that they really ain't got to do. But because they don't want their kids being in a bad situation, they'll do it. Listen, I know a guy one time, this broad, she was staying in a house and had a man living with her now. Had a man living with her and her lights got turned off. Now, this dude, of course, he could have been on some, man, F that. You got a grown man living with you and you going to let my lights get turned off, blah, blah, blah. He ain't had time to think about that. He went ahead and he paid to get the lights turned on because he knew he had children. His kids would suffer being in the dark. And it's sad, but you have a lot of men who got to consistently have a lot of fathers that have to constantly keep compensating for trifling ass females. It's some men, it's some guys who know that their baby mama is trifling. They already know. They automatically got to do extra shit outside the child support. They automatically know. And you know what? And you know who gets frustrated by this? A lot of the times, it's the women that are with these type of men who get frustrated. I've had women email me. I've had women reach out to me saying they damn near they want to leave their husbands. They want to leave their boyfriends because he's doing extra stuff for the child outside the child support. Because the baby mama is so goddamn trifling. And contrary to what anybody wants to believe, a man can only control his baby mama but so much. He could cuss out, call all the sorry bitch bees, sorry hoes and all of that. She not going to stop being sorry. It puts a man in a very sticky predicament, in a very sticky situation. Because what are you going to do? You want to keep arguing with her while your child is in the dark, while your child is hungry? But this frustrates the woman because the woman looks at it like, damn, you know what I mean? She already getting money. She already getting money from out of her household every month. And on top of that, you still buying shoes. On top of that, you buying clothes. On top of that, you paying for light bill, water bill. But what a lot of these women don't understand that play this game and know they could use their child as leverage and all of that, you have what's called karma. Because eventually, your child is going to become an adult. You're not going to be able to keep using that child as a weapon to manipulate and get what you want. Women who play this game, they end up suffering for it in the long run. Because if you're already trifling, 9 times out of 10, it don't matter how much your baby daddy does for you on the side, you're not going to benefit because you're not making good use of it. Black China is a model and socialite. Yeah, I know who she is. I just haven't been keeping up with her. That got her claim to be fame, being Nicki Minaj's stunt double. She's a 304 that got with the brother that got pregnant. I think she called him simping. It's funny you brought this up, Quest, because I did do similar content on this yesterday. I did an upload. I did a live stream yesterday, talking about the Jezebel incel. And I did content basically stating Jezebel incels, they know how to calculate. They know how to go after men that are very weak, that lack confidence. What's up, Blue Devil G? They know how to target guys that are beta males. Listen, y'all, I got a brother that's going through that right now. And I'm going to just be honest. My baby brother, he's a simp, okay? He's not used to getting attention from females. He's not used to women approaching him and initiating being the aggressor. Guys that are very weak, guys that are not very confident. The Jezebel incel, they know how to target the weakest link. Okay, just like you guys are the men, you can tell the difference between a classy woman and a hoish woman. You men, you know the difference. If you dealt with enough of females, you know the difference between the two. You know what's wife material and you know what's one night material. You know the difference once you've gained a certain amount of experience. But for the male incel that's not used to getting attention, he could easily be captured by the Jezebel incel. And that's what happened with Rob Kardashian. First of all, Rob Kardashian was overweight at the time. Women wasn't checking for him. Again, male incels are men are males that lack confidence and they don't get attention from women. So the moment a woman, even if she's a Jezebel incel, even if she's a 304 or whatever, he's going to fall prey to it because he's surprised that a female is even checking for him or even interested in him like that. So what happened with Rob? Black China, well, you got, listen, you got these Jezebel incels, they have what's called a simp radar. The Jezebel incel has a simp radar. She could smell a simp, a beta male, an incel, a low caliber, low self-esteem, inconfident dude. She could smell him from a mile away. I don't care if he's well dressed. Guess what? There's well dressed incels. People talk about 304s and they drag 304s, but 304s have a high simp radar detection. They can detect a simple mile away. Black China looked at Rob Kardashian, and once she saw him, her simp antennas went up. Ding, 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 ding. A lot of you guys, y'all got goddamn simp radars on you. We can smell it on you. And you think you could cover it. You think you could cover your simp detection. You think you could cover it by wearing expensive suits, expensive shoes, driving luxury cars. We know a simp when we see one. Just like a man, you know 304. I don't care if she's well dressed and wearing expensive red bottom shoes. You can tell underneath all that she's a 304. I don't care if she's wearing designer labels or the best of the best. You know a 304 when you see one. You're a real man. You're going to know a 304 when you see one. You're going to be able to read right through her. A 304, the Jezebel female, the Jezebel incel female, which was Black China, she knew Rob was a simp. The dude was overweight. He had no confidence. Not only that, keep in mind, in case y'all forgot, Black China baby daddy, Tiger, was smashing one of the Kardashian sisters at the time. So she also got with Rob to spite Tiger. All of that was just straight game. A low self-esteem dude. Listen, I told y'all this yesterday about how the female Jezebel incel works. I told y'all yesterday. If you are a man, your self-esteem not low, a woman could turn your ass on by making you a goddamn hot dog with chili and cheese on it. You ain't used to that kind of treatment. The male incel can easily be captured. Hell, you can win his ass over if you got goddamn Netflix and cable TV. Yes, I said it, simp quest. Y'all heard it here first. Simp radar. Simpradar.com. You heard it here first. Don't let no other content creator tell you they came up with that term. Simp radar. A man that requires materials to attract a woman is a target for real. Absolutely. And listen, most low self-esteem caliber dudes, these are the ones who constantly got to acknowledge the stuff that they got. They got to acknowledge how much money they make. They got to acknowledge what kind of cars they drive. A man that's really confident, for one, he don't even want a bitch knowing how much money he making. He don't even want her knowing what kind of car he driving, because he does not want to become a thought magnet. He does not want to become a thought magnet. But it's certain type of dudes that got to do this. It's either the short dudes, short guys that got that Napoleon syndrome. Now, this ain't the case with all short guys, because I know short guys, listen, that are very confident, got just as much self-esteem as a 6 foot tall dude. And so I'm not picking on all short guys, but I notice a lot of the Napoleon dudes, the short dudes, be doing that extra egotistical bullshit. Either they got to be overly animated to where they constantly roasting everybody. You notice the short dude has to be the roaster. He has to constantly roast everybody. He got something to say about everybody. You have to realize the Napoleon dude, he does that because he's not really confident. And to overshadow people from noticing his lack of confidence, he becomes the joker, the class clown, the roaster. The short dude, he's either the class clown, where he has to clown everybody. He's either clowning women, picking on women, or he's clowning other men. He's down on other men, and he has to constantly rub his success, rub how much money he makes, because that's to compensate for his lack of height. Tell the truth, shame the devil. I don't care who get mad. Jay Perez, thank you for the $10 donation. If the son lives with the father, women get let me see, I think I lost. Did I lose your comment? What the hell I did with it? Okay. Yeah. If the son lives with the father, women get visitation, then yes. Agreed. Simp radar, I made that up. I'm joking. Great broadcast. But like for real, thanks again for another $10. Appreciate it, Jay Peril. But this is what I'm saying. As I was saying earlier, the female Jezebel can spot a man that's not that confident. I don't care if he's driving a luxury car. I don't care if he's wearing designer labels. He's bragging on the money he has. The female Jezebel, she's gonna read right through him. She's gonna know he's not that confident. So to get back to that question, I think Quest was the one who asked me. She definitely knew that Rob Kardashian was having a simp moment. And I will say this for all the guys in the chat: it's okay to have one simp moment. It's okay to have a simp moment here and there, but just don't have too many. Everybody has simped at least once. Don't let these guys up here tell you, oh man, I ain't never been simp. Every guy has been simp once at one point in time. But long as you learn from it, you know what I mean, and you make better decisions, that's what's important. But again, A lot of these females, they have a simp radar, and they can tell when a man is going through a simp moment. Like Rob Kardashian, his simp moment was he put on a lot of weight. He was overweight at the time. No woman was checking for him. Okay, and he's a Kardashian. He comes from a family with nothing but money, but women wasn't checking for him. So Black China got smart and stroked his ego during his simpsuation. How many guys in here at least had one simpsuation? You was going through a rough period. That's my Cash App, guys. Anybody want to donate, even if it's $2, anything, I appreciate y'all. Every dude has at least had one situation when you was down on your luck. You know, maybe you didn't have a job at the time. Maybe you came out of a bad toxic relationship, and what your woman really did you in, and you was going through a period of healing. Other words, you were just going through something, and so happened this Jezebel incel female knew to stroke your ego at your doing your situation when you was feeling down on yourself, when you was feeling down on your luck. That's what these females do. And once they have benefited during your situation duration, hallelujah. Can I get a testimony? Can I get a testimony for all the brothers in the back? Have you ever went through a situation? Please come to the altar and confess your situation. When you was broke, down on your luck, eating bologna sandwiches, catching a bus stop, catching an Uber. And here comes this female Jezebel incel who approaches you during your situation, strokes your ego, tries building you up at your lowest moment. You think you got you a winner because she's accepting you during your situation. She seems like she's ride or die, like she's a down chick, when really she's capitalizing off your situation, because she knows once she gets you to a certain point, or once you get back on your feet, she's going to be able to capitalize off your situation. That's what they do. Black China was smart enough to overlook Rob Kardashian's obesity at that current moment. Now, had Black China been in a great situation, already had a lot of money, been doing good, she wouldn't even blink twice at Rob Kardashian. But she knew he was in a situation, and she knew she was going to have to get another source of income, because her baby daddy, Tiger, I don't think he really got a lot of money like that. So she knew she had to find a simp sponsor to capitalize off of. That's what the female Jezebel incel does. We have to come to the realization of the various female archetypes. It's called archetypes. Oh, archetypes. Please let me know what that is, because I will be interested in that. That may be something I'm going to have to cover on my next content. Archetypes. Yeah, it's but yeah, you have a lot. You have that's the female Jezebel incel nature, to seek the highest bidder, to seek. It's not. Listen, let me tell y'all something, because I don't want nobody thinking female Jezebels only target rich guys with money. Because I don't want y'all running with that narrative, all right? Female Jezebel not only seeks men, now men with money are number one on the list. Make no mistake about it. But at the same token, she wants any man she feels that she could capitalize off of. So, for instance, if you're not an athlete, you're not a rapper, you're not making a lot of money, but if she knows she could benefit from you in little things like being the father to her children that she had from other guys, she'll capitalize off of that. The female Jezebel incel, she's going to make do with your situation. Listen, guys, you ain't got to have a lot of money for a woman to use you. Just being a dumbass is great enough. Just being slow. If you slow, that's a big advantage just as much as you being rich. Listen, I know some guys in a situation. There's some guys right now that's keeping another woman's kids while she goes to work. It's another man right now. It's some dudes right now sitting in that broad's Section 8 apartment all damn day, keeping her 5-6 rugrats while she works. Guess what? He ain't rich, but she know that's going to save her from having to goddamn pay child care. You know how expensive child care is, guys? Child care is like almost $500 a month. So if the female Jezebel incel cannot capitalize off of your money, she'll capitalize off of your stupidity. Hello, thank you. She'll get you to keep her kids. Hell, that saves $500 a month for child care. Use you as a damn babysitter. A manny. Not a nanny, a manny. Use you to keep her kids. Use you to be her errand boy. Have you going to Walmart, picking up damn soap and toilet tissue or damn paper towels. All kind of stuff. But that's why it's very imperative that as a man, you have to have confidence. And I don't mean cockiness. Confidence and cockiness is not both one and the same, gentlemen. Nothing wrong with being confident, but you ain't got to be an asshole. You ain't got to talk to women all kind of way and be nasty to women to prove your masculinity or to prove your confidence. You can be polite and still be masculine at the same time. But one thing about the female Jezebel incel, she got that simp radar game on lock, y'all. But that's basically what happened to Rob Kardashian. And as a man, that's where you have to be careful when a woman deals with you at your lowest point. Same for women. You know, anytime you're at your lowest point, that's the worst time to get involved with somebody, because depending on how low you are, it doesn't take much for a person to build you up. You get what I'm saying? You so all the way down to the ground that it don't take much for anybody to stroke your ego and make you feel important. That's why really, before I got married, when I was going through my down periods, I never got involved with nobody because I didn't want nobody playing me during my most vulnerable during my vulnerable season. Because when you're vulnerable, a lot of shit looks sweet when it's really salty. You feel me? For instance, if you're a man and you don't lost your house, lost your apartment, and you staying in the shelter or something, and you meet a female who has her own apartment, and she'll offer for you to come stay with her, you'll go just to avoid having to be a man and tough it out, you know what I'm saying, and get until you get yourself back on your feet. So you'll go move in with her thinking it's going to benefit you, to find out you miserable as hell because you got to keep all those little Pookies and Ray Ray Juniors while she go to work. Oh, my goodness. An archetype is of a certain person or thing that may vary one from another based upon a particular behavior or psychology. Okay, I got you. I'm gonna look more into that, definitely. But yeah, y'all, this has been a good little live stream and stuff, guys. I'm gonna be going live. I'm gonna be live streaming a lot more. Than what I've been doing. I think it's just time for me to start focusing more on my channel, focusing more into my own lane. I've been hanging out in other spaces, supporting other people, their channels, their movement. And I have not been very attentive to what I'm supposed to do. I haven't really been keeping up with my own movement. And that's what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to be uploading a lot more. Like I said, I got to get on the ladies because I've been picking with the guys lately. I'm going to get on the ladies. I might upload it today about why women are wifing up pookies, incels, trying to make them husband material. But definitely going to get into talking about that because I think it's very imperative that this subject is discussed because there are a lot of women trying to make a man out of these pookies and ray-rays. And it's just not there because they don't have the tenacity to deal with real men that's not going to tolerate or deal with their foolishness. I did get a cash app from, and I'm not going to say your name because I get it. These cash apps be outing people. And I know certain information is confidential. But I appreciated Mr. Cato for the $15 donation. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm very, very grateful. Big ups to everybody who's been cash apping, sending me donations. Those of you who have not cashed out, just hanging out in the chat, being supportive, being in this space. I'm grateful for that as well. So y'all, we got a lot of catching up to do. I done fell way behind. We gonna be hitting some topics on these female Jezebel incels. It has to be discussed. We're going to be talking about these low common denominator dudes as well. So anyway, y'all, make sure you hit the like button. It's free. It's not going to cost you anything. Make sure you share the video. Try to get it in the algorithms. I really appreciate that. Ladies, if you have not subscribed already, make sure you subscribe to my separate channel for women's only. Mocha's Ladies Lounge. Hit me up over there. Also, anybody's interested, I just got a new cable app. My cable app is $20 a month. It's 9,000 channels. You get movies also, and you get TV series. My last app did not have all of that, but my new app does. So if you got cable and your bill is over $100, I can make your life easier where you only pay $20 a month. All right. So if you want cable, but you tired of these high cable bills, you have to have high-speed internet. All right. 25 megabytes per second or more. And I can connect your cable today. Anybody who's interested in ordering a tumbler, I'm only doing orders through my email. Okay. So anyway, y'all have a good one. I will be back. It's been a blessed one. Y'all have a wonderful day. It is your girl, your diva and knowledge, Lady Mocha, represent Mocha's Cafe de Paris, where I'm always serving you wisdom, knowledge, and spiritual awareness. Y'all be blessed. Take care.